Hello, 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 quilters. This is Geraldine Wilkins, the Living Water Quilter, and welcome to Quilt Conversations Live. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, hello. How was your week? Did you have a good week? Hello, Sheila. Hello, Copper. Hi, Michelle. How are you? How are you, ladies? How is it going? How was your week? I hope everyone had a good week. Who else is out there? Hello, Tanya. How are you? Lorraine. Hello, Lorraine. Lorraine, did you notice that I have the bag that you made me? You see it up there at the top? I've been having it on display for the last few live shows. Lorraine made me that little carrying pouch to carry my cutting tools with. You made that several years ago, Lorraine. Thank you. Thank you again. Hello, hello. Hello, Benita. How are you, Benita? I'm so glad you're here. And can you believe it is December? What is today's date? The 17th. Christmas is almost here. Merry Christmas to everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, Lorraine, you did see it. Okay, good. You did see it. Awesome. I'm glad you saw it. You're well. Awesome. You had a blast for your birthday. Happy birthday, Michelle. What did you do? What did you do? Did you have cake? Did you have a party? What did you do for your birthday? Yes, happy belated birthday. Thank you, Copper, for pressing the like button. Let's see. I had my usual week of computer work, and I had my second visit for that dental work I told you ladies about. It was a follow-up visit, and the doctor was very happy with the results, so all is good. Thank you for those who were praying for me. So the healing process is looking really good. What else did I do? I attended a couple of meetings, did that, Zoom meetings related to online teaching. I'm hoping to take a class so I can start doing some Zoom events for guilds. Let's see. What else? Marsha, hello, Marsha. How are you? I just noticed that you're there. I'm so glad you're here tonight. How was your week? Did you do anything special this week? Okay, we're missing some of our regular ladies. I know this is a busy time, and I'm so glad that you're here despite the busy season that we're in. And there goes Lois. Hello, Lois. I'm so glad you're here. How are you? Are you 100% better? Are you 100% better? Oh, there goes Sherry. No sewing for you, but you worked out of town. Okay. Who has snow? Who has snow? No snow in Virginia. It's too warm for us. Um, what else? Okay, so Michelle, you got some gifts from your children and grandchildren, and you've been working on birthday. Okay, awesome. Yay! Working on my birthday. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Copper. Thank you, thank you. Um, I don't know if you ladies knew this. I'm trying to remember. Did we mention that it was Wilda's birthday? Wilda had a birthday? Yes, her birthday was this week. Hopefully she'll be here today. We can say happy birthday. Wilda's birthday is December 15th. I don't know, she might be making her pizza. Yep, well, I'll let her tell you how old she is. It's a milestone. And happy birthday to our two ladies, Michelle and to Wilda. Okay, so you may have saw in the credits, I have now a show sponsor, a new show sponsor. Now, Living Water Quilter, which is my business, It's a proper business, sponsors the show, but I also have now a new sponsor, and that's AJS Investigations. AJS Investigations. And that actually is my brother. My brother who lives in Houston, Texas. He is a retired police officer and a veteran, U.S. veteran. He served our country in the Army, and he has an investigation company. And so he is now sponsoring my Quilt Conversations, my show. So I'm thankful for that. And so you'll see his credits under the show sponsors now, AJS Investigations. And if you want to learn more about what he does to help businesses and individuals with different types of investigative work, just click on the link in the YouTube description box below. There's a link there where you can click to find out more about what he does for companies and individuals as far as investigations. So he does legal work, investigations for court cases and for all kinds of things. Go to the website, find out. And thank you to my brother, Arrington J. Strickland, who is the owner and operator of AJS Investigations. Awesome. Okay. Yay. Yes. And you know what? I also have to say this, and Sheila knows this because she's local here in Virginia. The Virginia Star Quilters last year made a quilt for my brother because he's a veteran. They made him a quilt. And when he received that quilt, it brought him to tears. I'm sorry to say this on camera and on YouTube, but he was so touched that the Guild made him a quilt to say thank you for being a veteran and for serving our country. So, yes, it's good to have family support. That is very true. Yes. And yay for my brother. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Sherry, you're a crime show junkie. Interesting. Well, whenever there's some kind of investigative type thing, matter of fact, we were talking about that today. I talk to him every couple of days, and I'll ask him about different legal things, and he always has the answer. He's so smart. I will thank him. I will. Maybe he's watching. I don't know. I told him that I was going to announce it tonight. Maybe he'll see it in the replay. Speaking of replay, if you're just joining us now, or this is your first time here live at Quilt Conversations Live, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Join the chat. Don't just watch. Join the chat. Be a part of the community. We are a friendly bunch of ladies. We want to encourage you in your journey in quilting or anything else. You are welcome here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, he does, Marsha. He loves the quilt tremendously. He was so touched. Yes, yeah. I'm very thankful for the Virginia Star Quilters here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. They make quilts for veterans, and he's in Texas, and they still made a quilt for him. So that's just their heart to do that, to say thank you, and I appreciate that very much. Okay, so what's on tap for tonight? News updates. So I go live on Amazon on Wednesday. So I was live again. Remember, December, the whole month is about rulers that we use to cut fabric to help us make different quilt blocks. So I featured some of the quilts that you've seen here on Quilt Conversations Live, where we talked about the quilting aspect, but we don't always talk about the piecing. And so I'm sharing that on Amazon Live. So let me share with you, in case you're interested. That copper is the YouTube channel link that you just shared, livingwaterquilter.live. For Amazon, it is tools tools.livingwaterquilter.live. Tools.livingwaterquilter.live. Okay, where am I? Here we go. All right, so the last 2 weeks began the whole tools associated with cutting fabric. No worries, Copper. It's all right. I do that too. So you can see it now on the screen, tools.livingwaterquilter.live. No need to apologize, Copper. You know I love you. I'm so thankful for you. You're a fantastic moderator, so please don't worry. So this was this was 2 weeks ago, and this is how to sharpen your rotary cutting blades. You can buy new ones and not have to worry about sharpening, just get a new one. But if you want to sharpen it, there's 2 different sides. So I talk about this tool, and that was 2 weeks ago, but the replays are available. I just want to remind you of that. And then my favorite ruler, my favorite cutting ruler. I was using it today. I'm working on that quilt for the magazine. Hey, there goes Wilda, the birthday girl. Hello, happy birthday to Wilda. Yes, 70th birthday. Fantastic. Wow. So my favorite ruler, that's the 12 and a half inches by 3.5 inches. So it's 12 and a half this way, 3.5 wide. And I use it for cutting strips, for binding, to cut yardage, to so many different things. And I love this ruler. So go check it out. I use it every day. Then I talked about this week some specialty rulers that make unique quilt blocks, and this is one. This is the straight out of line. And is this straight out of line? Yes. This is no. Now I'm trying to remember. I think that's straight out of line, or no, lazy angle. This is lazy angle. I have too many rules, obviously. So this is lazy angle, and this is one of the... Awesome. I'm so glad, Copper. Awesome. You got some great tools. Fantastic. A lot of these are specialty tools that you can use over and over again. Have fun with your machine quilting, different ideas. I like this one because it offers three different types of blocks that you can make from this one ruler. And it's basically 2-step cutting, 3-step, and 4-step cutting process. What you see here is a 2-step, and it's exactly the same block, just 4 across and 4 down. Oh, you have that ruler. Okay, awesome. Yay. I'm so glad you have to give it a try. Okay, this one is the straight out of line ruler. And this makes kind of a wonky block. You can see it there in the piece of paper I'm holding. And I made a quilt for my nephew. The one that you see in the picture there is a quilt I made for my nephew. The example and the instructions uses 2 colors. I used 2 different blues and a black and a gray. So it's another fun template. It makes a really fun, wonky block. So and in these Amazon Live sessions, I demo how to use the ruler. I cut the fabric, I show you how to use it, I show the instructions, and I show you some inspiration like the quilt you see there. Yeah, it's a different kind of ruler. We need some inspiration, right? Copper, you always make me laugh. You make wonky blocks without a ruler, without trying. It just happens naturally, huh? Okay, who else is laughing with me? Let us know in the comments. Do you also make wonky quilt blocks? Oh, there goes Sophie. Hi, how are you, Sophia? So glad you're here. Awesome. Yay. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that is a phrase or some kind of uh, what you're saying. So we're going to move on. What's next? Okay. Then I talked about this quilt. I made this quilt. It was in a quilt show a couple years ago. Well, more than a couple of years ago. Time flies. Very humorous is right. So this is a simple half hexagon quilt template, half hexagon. But I show you 3 different projects and I cut it and I show you how I made this quilt using strips, and it was really fun to demonstrate that on Amazon to show you that you can make a baby quilt, a mini quilt, a table runner, and then I show a small little mug mat, basically mug rug. And it's just a half square, half hexagon template. And then this cutting ruler. So the first 3 were about how to make a particular block. This one is the perfect half square and quarter square triangle ruler by June Taylor. This is for trimming blocks. You know, when you have those half square triangles, some use the lock block, but this ruler adds 2 other elements to it. Not only does it trim blocks and quarter square and half square triangles, it also has on the left and right side, channels to mark the lines that you need to sew. And it also has one side a channel for you to cut in between what you have sewn. So I make half square triangles 2 at a time. How do you make half square triangles? Do you make them 2 at a time? Yeah, party. You don't have to try hard, Michelle, how to get wonky blocks. Yeah, copper is so funny. So this is another one of my favorites. Matter of fact, I'm going to be using it in this quilt that I'm making now. Triangles aren't friends yet. Okay. All right. Well, I love this ruler. Look at the demonstration just to see if this is something that you're interested in. Not only did I show you how to use it for what it was made for, in the photo you see now, that's not a half square triangle, and it's not a quarter square triangle. But that block I was able to trim to size using that template because of the way that block is constructed with the points and the angles. Yeah, so it was a jam-packed session. When you go to the website and you're looking for a particular ruler, just scroll on the bottom of the video. It has all the different rulers. That's basically the timeline. So I was live for almost 2 hours on Amazon on Wednesday. So all you have to do is scroll until you get to the ruler you want information about, and then click along the video timeline to find that segment. All right, so half square triangles, no problem. Beautiful quilt, thank you. All right, and then here's the last one. Another tool that I love. This is technically not about piecing a block, but it's about free motion quilting. You know, I always have to throw something in on free motion quilting because that's what I love. And I may have talked about this before, but when I quilt feathers in a border and I want to round the corners with feathers and I want the corners to be consistent in terms of the shape of the spine, I use a flexible and bendable ruler. You can see from the photo that you can bend it and it will hold its shape. So once I find the shape that I like to go around a corner, then I can just place it in each corner of the border. And so that's what you see in the photo. So I talk about this flexible bendable ruler. I love this ruler for free motion quilting to create spines. So just so that you can see this in case you are new, I'm going to go to my page. This is the Living Water Quilter page on Amazon, tools.livingwaterquilter.live. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page, and at the bottom you will see the latest live. This is the one I did on Wednesday. But if you want to see more, you just have to click just right here on the top right corner. It says view, what does it say? Let's see. View all my past live streams. So you just click on that and it brings you to all the live streams. So these are all the live streams with different topics so you can view them. Now, as of today, these only last for 6 months. It's not like YouTube where they're there as long as I keep them up there. Amazon will delete each one 6 months after it's been live. So if you want to watch it, make sure you get a chance to do that. And here's the carousel that I talked about. It's called the carousel, and you just hit the arrows to find the ruler that you want or information you want to learn about. All right, ladies, so that's the news on the Amazon front of the different tools I talked about. Okay, so that's the news for that. What else did I want to share with you? I think that's it. Now, I promised you last week that we would do Pictionary. So did you ladies want to do Pictionary? Okay, Marsha is asking, where do you find that ruler? Which ruler, Marsha? Which one are you talking about? Oh, okay, Copper helped you. Okay, I see that. Okay, great. Thanks, Copper. All right. Okay, I like the flexible ruler. Yes, so simple. Yes, that's true, Sheila. Yeah. All right. Let me see. I'm just looking through the comments to see if there are any questions, if I missed anybody. Yes, Lois, I have a lot of June Taylor rulers. They offer so many different rulers to help us trim blocks accurately, to create blocks that are used frequently in different quilt patterns. They have very practical, reusable tools. Ones we'll use over and over. I find that they have a lot of those. So I like June Taylor. Okay. So all the rulers that I showed you tonight, just go to tools.livingwaterquilter.live and I have the curated lists. If you want to see a demo on a tool, just go to the past live streams and watch the demos. Okay, so are you ladies ready for Pictionary? You want to put my drawing skills to the test? Huh? What do you ladies think? Or would you like to go straight to the free motion quilting topic for tonight? I was, every week I'm not really planned until I start probably Monday. I think, well, what am I going to talk about on Friday? I mean, I have a general theme and I'll run that theme. Go for it, Dina. Okay, does that mean Pictionary? So we'll do that. But I was really thinking about, free motion quilting and how to advance and how to improve, but also how to do it with practical things that we do in our quilt making on a regular basis. So that's what tonight is about. But I'll do Pictionary. Okay, so here's the first one. Let me go to the overhead camera. overhead camera. Here's the first one. Now, of course, I can see this in my mind's eye. Let's see if I can get it on here. Okay. All right. Okay, this can't be dry. I just got this one. Okay, I need another one. I just got this. Let me get another marker. Okay. That's strange. Invisible man. You're funny, Wilda. You're funny. Oh, hello, Copper's mom. What's your mom's name? I'm glad you're joining us. You're going to play along? Okay. Okay, hopefully you can see that. My marker is not too good. Okay, but it's a certain kind of turtle. A certain kind of turtle. Yes, it's a turtle, but it's a specific type of turtle. Sea turtle, yes. That's it. Sea turtle. Sea turtle. Awesome. Okay, let's try another one. I'm using the easy ones now. And I'm using a word generator. Okay, I can't do that one. All right, how about this one? All right. All right, how about that? No, yes, that's a tree, but it's this one here. What is that? Swing. Yes, swing, swing. That's it. Swing. Awesome. Swing. Yes, ladies, you got it. Awesome. Okay, let's try this. All right, hopefully that looks like something. Book. Sherry, you got it. Book. Book, Copper. Yep, that's it. Book. Sheila, you got it too. Book. Awesome. Yay. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do this one. Let me try another one. Okay. Book was correct. Close. It's not train. Yes, train. Train. You got it. Train. Oh, picket fence. I guess it does look like a picket fence, but it's train. Yeah. Boxcar, engine. Wow, you ladies are good. Caboose. I like that one. She, Copper, you always make me laugh. All right, here's another one. I don't do that one. Okay, here's one. All right, how's that? Uh-oh. Rocket. Yes. Wow, Rocket. You got, yay. You are amazing. You got it. Awesome. It was Rocket. Rocket launching. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, let's try this one. Let's see. Spaceship. That last one was a rocket. That was correct. Now, Copper, you got it. I'm thinking it wasn't going to be enough. Popsicle. Yes, Sherry. Yes, ladies. Awesome. Popsicle is correct. Popsicle. Yes, Sheila. Popsicle. Awesome. Yep. I should put the answers up here when you ladies say them. Let me put that up. Okay. We'll do a couple more. Okay. Ear. Yes. I'm amazed that you ladies can figure this out. I am just so amazed. Yes. Ear. Pickle. I guess I make it's ear. Ear is the correct thing. Yes. Ear. Okay. All right. Let's try this. I think you ladies can get this one. I think maybe I should have made that round. Hopefully, my sloppy drawing, you ladies will get that one. Yes, hat. Hat. Hat is the right one. Headband. Oh, mate. Ninja. Yes. Hat. Hat. Yes, that is correct. Hat. All right. Okay. Whoops. Purse. No. No, it's not a purse. Oh my goodness. Table. Yes, it's a table. Table. Yes. Yes, table. Table. It is. Not a very good looking one. It probably wouldn't hold that vase. It would fall. It would fall. Okay. Let's try. This one should be an easy one, I hope, if I can draw it. Nope, that's not very good. Try that over again. That's not very good. Let's try round. Apple, apple, yes. Awesome. That's much better, huh? Apple. Tomato. It does look like a tomato, but it's an apple. Yes. Apple. Yes, you got it, Sheila. Lois. Yes. Apple. Apple. You ladies are amazing. Now, these have all been easy. I wonder if I should do one that's moderately hard. Let's see. I think I'll get this one. Awesome. Your mom is getting them all. Fantastic. Fruit. No, Masha. Necktie. Tie is correct. Tie. Yes. Necktie. Got it. Awesome. You ladies are amazing. I'm actually surprising myself. I don't consider myself an artist in this sense. Enough that you ladies would know what I'm drawing. Okay, how about this one? Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm going to have to incorporate them. Now, you're close. This is the beginning. This is a snowman. However, I'm not finished. Oh, no. That's too big. That's too big. Let me try something else. That's too big. Okay, so it's snowing. Snow family. No. This one is actually hard. No, it's not Frosty or Winter or Snowman. Snow on a string. It's snow that is. Let's see. I'll try another one. Let's see. Ah, yes, yes, Snowball. Finally. Sorry, I see it now. Snowball, that's it. Snowball. I didn't know what other way to get that without doing the snowman. Yes, Benita. Yes. Yes, Snowball. Snowball fight. Yes, when there's two people. Yes. Awesome. Got it. All right. I think we've done enough. What do you think, ladies think? Was that good? Was that plenty? Awesome. Good job. You ladies are amazing. You're very good at Pictionary. So, a kid stepping on a snowman's tail. Free motion. Yes. Pictionary is fun. So glad your mom could join us for Pictionary. Thank you, Wilda. Thank you. So I was saying earlier that when I think about what we're going to talk about on Fridays, this channel is all about machine quilting, free motion quilting, ruler quilting, but it's also about our mindset, how we approach our quilting projects, whether it's piecing, but of course, specifically free motion quilting and ruler quilting. And sometimes I personally don't move forward in learning because I think I have to have a special opportunity, a special situation to learn. And in some cases, that's true. Do you have to have certain things in place for you to begin learning or to continue learning? What is your learning method? Do you like to have learning incorporated in your regular activities? Like, for instance, if you're learning how to cook, are you learning a recipe and practicing that recipe before you make that meal for yourself and others? Do you just practice, or do you say, tonight I'm going to try something new, and whatever it is, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to eat that for dinner or for lunch or breakfast? Or do you experiment? Or do you do a little bit of both? So I wanted to talk about that in terms of practicing on things that we normally do in our machine quilting journey. Okay, so Sherry says she dives in. Great. What else? What about you, Sheila? Do you just dive in, or do you do a little bit of both? Do you like to have a plan? I think that sometimes, at least for myself, if I don't incorporate it in projects, my progression, my growth in various things takes too long. It's slow. It's not as, it doesn't move or progress at a consistent pace because I'm always waiting for the optimum situation, the optimum opportunity to practice something. It helps to have something structured. Okay. Lois says she practices. And Sheila says she likes to plan for something new. Okay. Now think about the things that you do in terms of quilting on a regular basis. If you're part of a guild or a church group where you make something every single year, every month, or every 6 months as part of a charity project, or veterans, quilts for veterans to say thank you was another example. There's some things that we just do on a regular basis. Can we incorporate learning a new ruler, a new technique, a new free motion quilting pattern or machine quilting pattern using those projects? Okay. If I'm teaching, I practice first. Yes, not enough time. We run out of time. Yeah, so I think there's a balance between practicing just for practice sake, which I've always advocated, and say, hey, let's get a fat quarter and cut that up and practice. But sometimes I haven't been able to do that in a while. So I have to practice on those things that I am making for a specific reason or a specific use, whether it's for a pattern for a magazine or a gift for someone. And so I want to share with you one quilt that we used to make for baby quilts, baby dedication quilts for my church. And it's a simple disappearing 9-patch quilt. Have you heard of that quilt pattern, the disappearing 9-patch? And so I practice for teaching, says Lois. And then Sheila says, I practice on many of my community quilts. Yes. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Practicing on things that we make for various reasons, community projects, church projects. And so the quilts you're going to see tonight are quilts that I made for baby dedications. And we made it very simple and easy quilt pattern, the disappearing 9-patch, because many of the ladies in the church were new to quilting. So we wanted something that was fast and easy to put together, but also help them with their skills. And many of them had not progressed to quilting the top. They would make the top, and then usually me or one other person would free motion quilt them. Okay, so you've heard of that, but you've never made it. Okay, so it's one of those where you stitch a 9-patch, then you cut it a second time and shuffle the quilt blocks to make a new quilt block. And then you put those together. So it's a 9-patch that disappears and becomes something else altogether different. And so here's the first one. This is the one that you saw in the beginning. And normally when we have these community projects, we want to get them done quickly, right? And they're small projects. And so edge to edge is the first go-to. So as we are learning and practicing machine quilting, whether it's ruler quilting or free motion quilting, even walking for quilting, edge to edge is a quick way to practice. Oh, thank you, Copper. Thank you. And if it's a male or a female, boy or girl quilt, in this case, these are baby quilts, I would consider something that would be more masculine or more feminine in terms of design. And with an edge to edge on a baby quilt that's small, it's fantastic practice for machine quilting. When you want to learn a new design, you're stitching it over and over again. That's good practice. Thank you, Sherry. That's one of my favorite patterns. It's a really quick pattern, but very effective. So you're practicing edge to edge and you're doing it over and over, but it's not a huge queen size quilt. So it's a low commitment, but still plenty of practice. You also get to practice your stitch length. You get to practice your rhythm, your speed with your hands, with the machine, getting comfortable with your machine when you're doing edge to edge. So there's many different skills you can practice with these community quilts. Edge to edge, new quilt pattern, stitch length, your ability to move and work within a quilt, how not to get boxed in the corner, how can you stitch a quilt from top to bottom, left to right, finding out which direction works best for you, what feels more natural. Those are all the different things that you can learn, practice, improve with your community projects. Okay, let's see another picture of it. This is the whole thing. And I think this pattern, this square on top of square. It's kind of a meander, but with angles and crossing lines, right? You're just doing straight lines and crossing over. It does, Wilda. A simple pattern gets jazzed up with the quilting. That is so true. So true, Wilda. It can make all the difference. And so this is the disappearing 9-patch copper, and it was 9 patches that were just cut and then we put together, and then a border was added. So this is step 1. Step 1, this is a multi-step process in terms of practicing free motion quilting. It's a way to think about how you're going to increase your skills with projects that you normally do on a regular basis. Some make baby quilts for new borns that are either born in their community, their family, their friends. They do it for church, they do it for charity, for hospitals. Yes, I Spy pattern would be perfect for this. I agree. Awesome. So this is the first one. Now, it's the first one I'm showing you, but the next one is probably where most people will start, and that's with free motion meander. That's this one here. This is, again, a 9-patch, disappearing 9-patch, and it's a simple meander throughout most of the quilt. It's just curves going throughout the quilt, except there's a small change. Do you remember some time ago we talked about how we can not only stitch edge to edge, but we can also stitch in the patchwork pieces? Do you remember that conversation? So you can combine edge to edge quilting with patchwork piece quilting. So in the white squares, do you see those swirls? That broke up the meander design. Well, it depends. It's a 9-patch, and you can place the fabrics any way you want. It's usually alternating. So in this case, it was dark pink on either side with a light pink in the middle. Then a light pink, white, light pink, and then the bottom was the same, dark pink, light pink in the middle, and then dark pink. So 2 pinks, light and dark, and then a white. The white was in the middle, and the white makes the small squares because you're going to cut the 9-patch. Let me go to the overhead camera since you haven't heard of this before. So here's your 9-patch. Okay, so this is going to be your dark pink, your light, dark pink, light, 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 and then this is the white. Okay, dark, 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 and then light pink in those and white in the middle. Then after you piece those together, you cut right down the middle and right down the middle. And that's how you get 4 white squares. And you get rectangles on the light pink, rectangles. So the new block that you're making once you cut it looks like that. That's the new block. So this is the dark pink, light, light, and this is the white. Does that make sense, Copper? I hope that helps. Okay, there are a ton of tutorials here on YouTube on how to do the disappearing 9-patch, but you can have so much fun. So if you want to use a unique specialty fabric and it's I Spy, you want to put them in the corner so that they're not cut. The ones that are in the middle are the ones that get cut into rectangles. And then the one in the center, it becomes a small little square. Why wouldn't you just start with the new version? Oh, you save time. You save time. You don't have to cut all these small pieces. You have just these large squares. Otherwise, you'd have to cut all these rectangles and you'd have to sew each one of these seams separately. I mean, you could, in terms of a scrap quilt, you can replicate it in a scrap quilt, but in terms of speed, doing it this way is so fast. Awesome. Okay, so let's go back. So now you can see that, and then as you place the blocks, you rotate them to make these kinds of designs. So in this instance, I used edge-to-edge quilting and then some patchwork quilting in the white squares, just little swirls. That's a way to practice a specific design in a small way, but it's repeated several times. It is a good question to ask. Okay. And I think it's fantastic too for pre-cuts. Think about, it wouldn't work for jelly rolls. Sorry, Wilda. Well, maybe it could. No. I think it would work better with, say, a layer cake or a charm pack. You know, doing a 9-patch. A layer cake would be huge, right? You could make a big quilt fast with a layer cake because those are 10-inch squares. Okay, so again, we're talking about the different ways to practice our free motion quilting. So the first one was all edge to edge, no patchwork quilting. Wilda. Sorry. I'll have to find a pattern that's jelly roll friendly. Another one. All right, let's look at another one. Yes, that's true, Copper. If it doesn't work with a jelly roll, then Willow doesn't have to put the jelly roll apart. That's true. So here is the before picture. This is another color variation, right? Notice that when you split it up and you get these rectangles, you create kind of this walking path or this maze. Can you see how it's connected one to another? If you go top to bottom and then back up going left to right, you can do a continuous pattern along the rectangles. Can you see it's like an S or a snake? Yes, Wilda, your jelly rolls are still safe. Oh, lady. Oh, Marsha, you're welcome. Yes, I can't believe that it's been almost a year of doing this live. 52 weeks in a year, right? We're at week number 44. That's just amazing to me. And thank you for being a part of this journey. This is just fantastic. Yeah, it's like a maze. So, remember, another thing that I think about with free motion quilting is how can I stitch continuously without stopping? So when I'm thinking about the stitching path, I'm thinking, what design can I stitch continuously along this path of yellow rectangles? And is it continuous? And which way is it continuous? If I went left to right, it doesn't go continuous. The top row, look at the top row. It stops at the top row. But if I go from top to bottom, it's continuous. I think I used 5-inch squares, I think. I think it was 5-inch squares. I'd have to look at the pattern again. Sherry, I think it is, and I forget that they're not very big quilts. Remember, these were baby quilts. I forget the size because I don't have any more with me, but because they were all given away. But I believe I made it very simple and did 5-inch squares. If they were bigger than that, yes, Charm Pack will work fantastic for this. Exactly. Yes, very pre-cut friendly. Exactly. All right, so I've given you some clues before I show you the next photo, how I quilted this next one. So the first one was edge to edge, right? Edge to edge. The second one, it was a combination of edge to edge and patchwork quilting, using the patchwork to put the designs in. So here is this one. What do you ladies think of that? Quilting. Compared to the first one, which was edge to edge, which was fantastic, right? We love that. Here we have this design going through the patchwork. Specifically, look at the yellow rectangles and the little blue dots in the small square. It's going top to bottom or bottom to top, either direction. And I'm just quilting swirls all through the rectangles. Now, of course, that meant all the blue areas were left unquilted, and they would have to be quilted after. It was a two-step process. Now, I certainly have the option to meander in those, but why not try something different? So can you see how I'm quilting these quilt tops that were for baby dedications at my church, but I use them as an opportunity to try different techniques, to try different ways of quilting a quilt top edge to edge, using the patchwork piecing and combining it with edge to edge. And now, what color thread for the yellow swirls? I think it was blending thread, probably yellow. Yeah, let's look at a close-up so you can see the close-up. I used a blending thread. So here's a close-up. In the blue, larger blue squares, I just did some straight lines. Some straight lines, almost like a bow tie, so to speak, like a bow tie. From the corner, just radiating out to the center and then to the midpoints of that blue square. Again, just practicing different techniques. And as you do this, when it comes to those important projects, those big projects, you're going to have something to draw from. You're going to have this library of techniques and examples and experiences, a library of experiences. When we have tried something and we like it, we have created something that we can use in the next project that's going to be that important project. Does that make sense to everybody? Why it's important to incorporate these different learning practices in our community projects and our projects we do on a regular basis. Very good, Copper. You did notice that. That's true. I did meander. When there weren't two, let me go back one. When there weren't two squares coming together along the outside, I did meander. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 where I did straight lines. The squares on the outside perimeter are meander quilting. Yes, good observation. That's it. You got it, Copper. You build on what you have learned from a previous quilt. Yes. That's it. Continually building our skills and then trying something new. Experimenting. So simple project, but fantastic for learning, practicing, improving our different skills. Okay. All right, ladies. Building a foundation, free motion quilting. Was that helpful? Did that give you some inspiration of what you want to do next in your journey with machine quilting, free motion quilting, or ruler quilting? How are you going to approach your next quilt? Are you going to try something that you've done before and then add a new element, just one new element? Maybe you're going to use the same quilting pattern, but now instead of edge to edge, you're going to combine it with some patchwork quilting. What did you learn from this quilt? That's a good question. I guess what I learned, and now I did these several years ago, but today I may have said something different back then, but looking back on it, it reminds me that sometimes I need to go back to basics. I need to go back to meander and to edge and not make things too complicated. That I need to, like a musician, like a pianist, for example, or a guitarist, they practice scales, that practicing meandering techniques, stitching techniques that are simple help. I think I learned that I need to practice that to maintain my skills in terms of stitch length, my comfort level, my confidence. When I have those areas continually practiced and honed, when it comes to more complicated things, I'm already bringing in a strong foundation. A strong foundation. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, awesome. Yes, Wilda, it was 5-inch squares. Thank you for checking that. I wanted to say with certainty, but I wasn't sure. So thanks for confirming. It was 5-inch squares. Mm-hmm. Yay. All right. Well, then that's your assignment. You have an assignment. Make a disappearing 9-patch quilt. Yeah. Get some specialty fabric, some fun fabric. Maybe it's a lap quilt for yourself or for a friend, or maybe it's a baby quilt. It's whatever you want. That's your assignment. And then find an interesting way to quilt it. Challenge yourself to quilt it just a little bit different than the last one you made. Whether it's a new pattern, a new ruler, or a different way of combining techniques just to give you a new skill to add into your library of skills and perhaps library of designs. Yeah. Now, I think this segues perfectly for those who have been sitting on the fence. Copper asked the question, what did I learn? And I learned that I needed to maintain my foundation, my skills, to continue to feel comfortable with my machine, with thread and my machine setup, and also my stitching speed and stitch length. It was a reminder that I need to go back to basics sometimes and just make sure that my foundation is good. And so the free motion quilting class, the alphabet design ebook class, some of you have signed up. I know, Sherry, you're going to begin in the new year, and I know you're looking forward to that. Terry, who's not with us today, is also taking the class, and Lois has begun. But some of you who are sitting on the fence, why would you want to take this class? It's a foundational class. It takes you through the alphabet. There are so many different designs that we see out there in the machine quilting world that they won't say that it's based on the alphabet, but if you look at the shapes and designs, you will find one of the alphabet letters in it. So that's why I focused in on the alphabet when I teach free motion quilting, because one, most people know how to write. They know how to write the different characters. And if we begin there, it's one less thing to be concerned about. And so with that, you're building the things I mentioned before, using something you know already, but also stitch length practice, hand movement practice. And then you start to build designs. And as you do that, as you build the foundation with the stitch length, the stitching path, you're going to start to move out from doing meander to doing loops with meander, then going from curves to right angles, circles, or the letter O. The letter S has so many variations in terms of designs. If you look at it as a letter that you know, your mind, I think, can grasp it a little bit easier. And so that's why I put together this foundational course. It is an ebook because you get all these different stitching paths to practice to build the foundation. Then you get designs to help expand that foundation. And when you go through it, you'll be able to stitch those beautiful stencils that we see. I can't always follow a line, but if I practice and I see the letter in the design because I've been stitching that design, it's going to be easier for me to practice and follow the designs in stencils. And so this is building a foundation. In the course, you get these practice sheets, just like you did in grade school when you were learning the alphabet. You're taking those different shapes from the alphabet to make free motion quilting designs. And then you print this out and you use it to practice with pen and paper or pencil that stitching path. And you're going to be thinking, oh, this is the letter A, and how tall do I want it to be? How narrow? This is the letter U. That second row is basically the letter U over and over again, but then it's inverted to create a new design. You're going to learn to take the characters in the alphabet to create different designs, and you're going to practice on paper. And from there, you're going to go to fabric. And when you go to fabric, that's when you're going to practice your loops, your O's, your S's, your curves. You're going to learn how to create different shapes based on the alphabet. And then the other part is that we have this community. This is an example of one of the posts I post in there about every 7 to 10 days to encourage you to keep moving forward. People taking the course will upload their photos either in the private community or directly to me. And then we have a conversation about where you're going, how you're moving along, what help you need, where you're stuck, and you get encouragement to move forward. So you can consider that. It's nice to have the videos here. Okay, so Lois says, as you say, using shapes I knew was easier. So Lois says that they were easier than just meander. With meander, I never knew how to maintain a shape and move around. I just couldn't wrap my head around puzzle pieces. Yes. Once you have that in your head, okay, I'm doing an S, but now my S is elongated or I'm making it short. It makes a difference. It's a mental mind thing that when I know what letter I'm writing, because we've practiced that over and over, we don't really think about it. We just do it. But all of a sudden, when we're doing it with thread and fabric, we can freeze if we call it something else. But if you say, oh, I'm making the letter L and I'm going to make the letter L longer, it's still a letter L, right? I think you might agree with me. I think Lois did a little bit. So here is some of what you would see in the ebook. These are the stitching paths that you would practice. You practice these over and over again until you feel comfortable. Then you move from paper, then you start on fabric. Once you practice those, then you start moving into the designs. There's over 50 designs to practice. Plus, every once in a while, I throw in a bonus video, something extra for the course. So for those of you who are taking the course, if you signed up a couple of months ago and you've gone through some of it, I've uploaded some new videos. And I have another one coming in about a couple of weeks, as long as I can get my act together. So, and then here are some of the designs based on that. Now, again, those who are already taking the course, once you start doing the stitching, just like in the examples of the 9 patch, you're going to start thinking about, where can I place this in the quilt? Does it have to be linear? It doesn't have to be linear. You can take these same designs and put them on a curve, on an S. I hope that's making sense. You can augment and change and add to the designs that I've started you with. These are just the beginning. I have a whole new set of designs ready to go to my graphic designer that are also based on the alphabet. And the reason why I have a whole new set, I have a ton of them, is because I did these first and they inspired me for the next set. So I want to encourage you to practice, because as you do it, just like Catherine, who we haven't seen for a while, I'm hoping she's okay. Catherine went the next level. She did all the stitching paths. She did several of the designs, and then she started to make her own because she did the practice. So I wanted to share that with you for those of you who haven't started. And, this is a time where we not only give gifts to others, but maybe to ourselves, invest in ourselves, invest in our journey in free motion quilting. So consider that. Consider building a foundation that's solid with some solid techniques that are going to help you progress. And perhaps this alphabet ebook mini course is one for you. If you have any questions about it, just let me know. Ladies, thank you for spending so much time with me tonight. Another free motion quilting and Pictionary fun night here on Quilt Conversations Live. I hope you got something out of this. And if you are interested, again, if you want to join for show and share, you're welcome to do that. Let me know if you're going to do that. I will set up the Zoom room. Normally that's already set up, but I actually forgot to set it up, but I will do so if ladies want to join for a show and share, an after party. Now, don't forget, give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so Lois says she's anxious to get back to practicing for the new year. Wonderful. Awesome. You're welcome, Copper. You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. Yes. And Sherry learned so much. Fantastic. Hey, Benita. You're welcome. I'm so glad that you learned something tonight. I hope you ladies have a wonderful weekend. And I guess the next time we meet, will it be after Christmas? I think it will be. I didn't even look at the calendar. What is next Friday? Oh, it's the day before Christmas. Oh, you're welcome, Sheila. You're welcome. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, or you're watching and you haven't joined the chat, or maybe you're watching the replay and you've lasted this whole time, congratulations. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and share this content with your friends. Let them know, those who you know want to grow in quilting, and let them know about Quilt Conversations Live. Let's see. And again, thanks to my brother, my big baby brother. He's younger than me, but he's like a big brother to me. Arrington J. Strickland from Arrington J. AJS Investigations. Thank you for sponsoring Quilt Conversations Live. I love you, brother. Love you so much. Christmas Eve. Yeah. I wonder if I should still do it. Should I still be here on Christmas Eve? Maybe I should. But ladies, don't feel obligated if you have commitments with your family Christmas Eve. I will totally understand. Maybe I'll be here for those who aren't with family and want to hang out with me here on Friday. Maybe it'll just be a time of Q&A, just to be together. Yes, I understand that, Copper. You're going to be with your family. Yes. So no worries, ladies, if you're not here. I completely understand. I'll be here for those who are not with their family and want to be here for a Friday night date on Christmas Eve. All right. I think that's it for tonight, ladies. Have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Christmas celebration for those who celebrate. Stay in touch. I'll see you at the next Quilt Conversations Live. Be well.